Red is not just a color, it is an emotion, a symbol, and a legacy that has traveled through centuries. Imagine a single shade, powerful enough to represent love, danger, royalty, and rebellion all at once. Now imagine one designer so captivated by that shade that he turned it into his signature, a color that would forever change the world of fashion. This is the story of the red dress and the man who transformed it into an icon, Valentino Garavani. From ancient civilizations where red was reserved for gods and rulers, to glittering Hollywood moments that stopped the world in its tracks, the journey of the red dress is deeper, richer, and more dramatic than most people realize. At the center of its modern evolution stands Valentino, who believed that every woman looks her most radiant in red. In this video, we'll explore how this single color became a global symbol of power and elegance, how Valentino crafted his unique shade known simply as Valentino Red, and how his vision turned the red dress from a garment into a legend. Get ready to step into a world of passion, artistry, and couture history as we uncover how one designer elevated a simple color into an unforgettable fashion statement. The origins of the color red go back to the earliest days of human civilization, when red pigments were made from precious minerals and were seen as symbols of life, vitality, and divine energy. Ancient Egyptians used red in their ceremonial art to represent protection and spiritual strength, while the Romans used it as a mark of authority, painting their leaders' garments with vibrant red dyes extracted from rare plants and insects. Across Asia, especially in China, red was a color that carried immense cultural meaning, worn during celebrations, imperial rituals, and important milestones. It represented happiness, good fortune, and social status. Even in early mythology, red symbolized fire, blood, and the life force itself, making it central to rituals and royal traditions. As red spread across different lands, it evolved into a color that spoke of courage, love, and prestige. When women first began wearing garments dyed in strong red shades, the color became an immediate statement, bold, fearless, and impossible to ignore. These ancient roots laid the foundation for what the red dress would one day become, a powerful fusion of beauty, emotion, and authority that transcended time and geography. As the centuries unfolded, red dresses began to hold a more defined place in fashion history, shaped by the cultural and social changes of every era. During the Middle Ages, red was expensive and difficult to produce, so it became the exclusive privilege of the wealthy and the noble. Women of high rank wore deep crimson gowns during ceremonies and banquets, and the color was often reserved for the most significant events. The Renaissance brought an explosion of artistic influence, and red garments became symbolic of luxury, sensuality, and grandeur. Portraits from this era often captured noble women in rich red fabrics, velvet, satin, and brocade embellished with gold thread and gemstones. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the meaning of red dresses continued to evolve. Romantic poets and painters associated red with passionate emotion, giving the color new poetic value. When the world entered the age of early Hollywood cinema, red dresses found a new life on the silver screen. Black and white films used red as a secret weapon. Actors wore red outfits to create striking contrasts in grayscale filming. Once color film arrived, red dresses became symbols of glamour and allure, worn by leading ladies whose presence lit up the screen. These transitions shaped the cultural identity of the red dress long before Valentino redefined it. By the 20th century, the modern fashion world had begun to embrace bold, expressive colors, and red took center stage once again. After the challenges of World War II, designers wanted to revive joy, femininity, and confidence through their collections. Red dresses became statements of liberation, symbolizing a return to beauty and emotional expression. Designers in Paris, New York, and Milan used red to break the monotony of neutral tones that dominated earlier decades. As feminism gained strength, red dresses took on a new meaning, representing strength, ambition, and independence. Women who wore red were often seen as fearless and unapologetic. Iconic fashion houses introduced red gowns, red cocktail dresses, and red evening wear that captivated the world. The psychological power of red became a major influence in design. Studies suggested that red drew immediate attention and evoked strong emotions. This era also saw red dresses become celebrated moments in advertising and photography. Magazines used red garments to highlight confidence and luxury, and celebrities adopted the color to make bold public appearances. Long before Valentino established his unmistakable shade, red was already on the rise, but it needed a visionary designer to capture its essence and turn it into a global symbol of beauty and couture magic. That visionary was Valentino Garavani, the Italian designer who would forever reshape how the world saw the color red. Born in 1932 in Wughara, Italy, Valentino grew up surrounded by the elegance of Italian art, architecture, and cinema, too. His fascination with beauty and glamour began at a young age. And he studied fashion in Paris, where he absorbed the craft of haute couture firsthand. But the moment that changed his artistic direction came when he attended an opera performance and saw a woman wearing a breathtaking red dress. The image stayed with him, becoming a source of inspiration for decades to come. Valentino believed that red was the color of confidence, energy, and emotional intensity. He often said that a woman wearing red could never go unnoticed and that red had a beauty that translated across cultures. His devotion to mastering this color led him to create a signature shade known as Valentino Red, a perfect blend of vibrant, warm tones that flattered every skin tone. Valentino made red more than a fashion choice. He made it a personal trademark. This singular vision transformed his work and set the stage for some of the most iconic moments in fashion history. As Valentino's career flourished, his red dresses began to evolve, each one showcasing exceptional craftsmanship and artistic precision. In the 1960s, his runway shows introduced audiences to gowns that were rich in movement, detail, and emotion. These early red pieces featured silhouettes that were both classic and modern, setting the tone for what his brand would become. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Valentino's red gowns gained international acclaim. Hollywood actresses, aristocrats, and influential public figures sought his creations for major events. His dresses were crafted with luxurious fabrics such as silk, chiffon, organza, crepe, and velvet. Often adorned with intricate embroidery, beading, and lacework, Valentino's attention to detail became legendary. Every stitch, fold, and drape was designed to highlight the grace of the woman wearing it. By the 1990s, Valentino Red had become a global phenomenon. The designer mastered the art of blending structure with softness, creating gowns that flowed effortlessly while maintaining sculptural elegance. Each dress carried emotional depth, telling a story of passion, beauty, and empowerment. Valentino's genius lay in making red both bold and refined, transforming it from a daring choice into the ultimate expression of timeless sophistication. As Valentino's designs gained visibility on the world stage, the red carpet became the ultimate platform for his red gowns. Celebrities who wore Valentino Red instantly created unforgettable fashion moments. Stars like Elizabeth Taylor, Julia Roberts, Jennifer Aniston, and Anne Hathaway delivered some of the most iconic red carpet appearances in fashion history, wearing gowns that were photographed, discussed, and admired worldwide. These dresses were not merely clothes. They were cultural events. Each design showcased Valentino's mastery of silhouette flowing trains, delicate embellishments, dramatic draping, and exquisite tailoring. When Julia Roberts accepted her Academy Award in a vintage black and white Valentino gown, it made headlines, but it was Valentino's red designs that continued to dominate premieres and festivals. At Cannes, Venice, and the Oscars, Valentino Red became a symbol of prestige and glamour. The dresses were carefully crafted to catch the light, enhance movement, and highlight the charisma of the wearer. Valentino understood the psychological power of red that, on a red carpet, the color would command attention like no other. These moments cemented the brand's legacy and influenced generations of designers, who looked to Valentino's red gowns as the gold standard for elegance. When Valentino stepped back from the brand, creative director Pierpaolo Piccioli took up the mantle, carrying the legacy of the red dress into the modern era. Under Piccioli's leadership, Valentino's couture developed a fresh identity, bold, artistic, and emotionally expressive while still honoring the founder's devotion to red. Piccioli introduced new silhouettes, mixing classic Italian craftsmanship with modern minimalism and bold sculptural lines. Its Red gowns often featured unexpected textures, oversized bows, voluminous capes, and architectural shapes that redefined what couture could be. Piccioli also embraced cultural diversity, ensuring that red gowns celebrated beauty across all skin tones and identities. His work with tulle, silk feathers, and contemporary layering techniques brought Valentino Red into a new generation. At fashion weeks, Piccioli's red looks became viral sensations, admired for their innovation and emotional storytelling. Use red not just as a brand signature but as a narrative tool, expressing empowerment, strength, and artistic freedom. Through his vision, the Valentino legacy remained vibrant, relevant, and deeply connected to the modern world, proving that the red dress could continue to evolve while preserving its iconic core. Today, the red dress remains a powerful cultural symbol, both in fashion and in society. It embodies confidence, passion, celebration, ambition, and personal strength. Around the world, red is worn during weddings, festivals, and major life events, linking it to joy and tradition. In psychological studies, people wearing red are perceived as more influential, attractive, and assertive, which explains why the red dress continues to dominate runways, ceremonies, and public imagery. The red dress has also become a statement of empowerment in various global movements, symbolizing women's health, social justice, and resilience. Yet nowhere is the red dress more revered than in the world of haute couture, where Valentino's legacy continues to shape its meaning. The meticulous craftsmanship behind every red gown from sketch to stitch reflects a dedication to excellence that few designers have achieved. The red dress is no longer just a garment. It has become a storytelling medium that carries emotion, culture, and history. Through Valentino's influence, it stands today as a universal icon of style and self-expression, cherished by designers, celebrities, and everyday people who choose to embrace its undeniable power. From ancient dynasties to the global runways of today, the journey of the red dress shows us that fashion is far more than fabric, and design it is culture, emotion, and legacy woven together. No one understood this better than Valentino. His vision transformed a single color into a universal symbol of elegance, confidence, and timeless beauty. The story of the red dress is, in many ways, the story of humanity itself, full of passion, power, reinvention, and artistry. Valentino took that story and elevated it, turning every red gown into a moment, a memory, and an unforgettable expression of identity. As we look at modern fashion, it's clear that his influence still shapes how designers and women around the world see the color red. It remains a color of strength, of celebration, and of presence, a color that demands to be seen. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history, culture, and couture. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue exploring the legends, icons, and artistry that make the fashion world so extraordinary.